How's it going? This is another PM Vapes video, and in this video I wanted to talk about supplies and tools and different things that you're going to need if you are, not so much if you're just going to use something like this style of vaping device, but if you're getting more into rebuildable atomizers, which I may have to put this on a battery to be able to pull it apart, but if you're getting more into of course, when you try to do stuff on camera, threads don't want to mesh up quite right. Of course, that's how it's going to want to go. But when you get into, rebuilding the coils on these, you're going to quickly find out that you're going to need some tools and everything, and of course, paper towels always handy. But the one thing I've found is, this is just my simple little setup for right now, is that having a good assortment of precision pliers and nose pliers and wire cutters. As you see, this is all Husky brand. The little screwdriver set I bought is Husky brand. Doesn't need to be anything really fancy. Basically, if you come over here, this is pretty much going to be what in my guess would be the two most used tools, for getting in there and, pulling, getting your wire, where you need it, being able to get in there and work inside of, little atomizers and stuff like this. You can get in there and you can work on everything. Another thing for trimming, trimming your wick material, trimming your leads. These would work great for that. These also come with some that are more of like the nail clipper style, so you can kind of get in there and use, something like this if you needed to. But I picked up that, it was about 10 bucks. Came with about six different little tools, different little, little pliers. Some of them have I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up. Some of them have the little grooves cut in there to where it'll grip onto something. Like if you're rebuilding, the coil that's in here, you can use it to pull that nipple apart, or if you're cleaning the coil in there, you can use it to pull that apart. On this atomizer, to change out the wire, you need to use a little Allen wrench. On this one, which I will be doing a review on. Pull this one open. On this one, it just has flathead screws, so a little precision screwdriver set would work great for that. A little set of tweezers. Definitely a good, well lit area, so you can see what you're doing, because you're dealing with little, really fine gauge wire. This is the 30 gauge Canthal. This is just some stuff I picked up the other day. It is cheaper to buy the wire in bulk. It's just 10 feet, but I figured, I wanted to mess around with the different gauges and stuff before I go buy a spool. Although for that I did pay the same amount that I would have paid, on the internet for a 100-foot spool, and that was only 10 feet. But it's whatever. Another good thing to pick up is, depending on how big of bottles you're purchasing for your of your juice, like this right here is a 30 ml bottle of French vanilla. I picked up a little small bottle that has a little needle point on it for refilling my different like for refilling this. This is the one I bring with me to work, so I can just fill this up, fill it halfway off of this big bottle of juice, and then I don't have to worry about, every night refilling it. I can just leave this at work, and when this gets empty, then I'll bring this home, fill it back up, bring it back to work. And these you can pick up for a couple dollars. If you look around and you purchase more of these, they're cheaper. You can also buy the ones online that have the little dripping tip, kind of like this one has. I just figured that this would be a little easier. Eyedroppers, another good little thing to pick up. Local pharmacy, internet. As I mentioned earlier, a little precision screwdriver set. You don't have to get something as big as this kit. This is just something I've been having, but you know, you can get just a little set of a couple of screwdrivers if that's what you want. Or usually you can pick these up. They'll have them, you know, $5-10, and you can get a nice, you know, nice set that has a bunch of different bits on it, so you can use it for other projects. Another thing is something to be able to check your ohms of your coils when you're building them and everything. I'm personally using a I forget the name of the meter, but I'm using a multimeter for it. But you can get little they're little boxes, something similar, you know, in size to this. Has little points that you can screw on your coils and stuff, and then you can click a button and it'll show you your coil resistance. This one on this particular mod, you can click the 2 buttons and it'll give you your coil resistance and your battery voltage. So if you have something like this, you can just use that. You can use your multimeter. They should be in close proximity to each other as far as the resistance that it's telling you and the resistance of your coil. You know, if I didn't mention before, definitely when you're dealing with these mods that have small screws, you definitely, you know, underneath this table's, you know, or underneath this towel is just, you know, a plastic table. So if I drop one of those little small screws, it's going rolling. So having, you know, something that you can work on, that, you know, like a towel or something, so it'll catch your little drips and spills, and you can just throw this in the wash. And also, if you drop a screw, it's not going to roll very far. It'll stay on this. It should stay on this little mat. So, as well as, you know, some paper towels and stuff for sitting parts in. These, if you're not familiar with the RDAs, typically if you lay it on its side, your juice will come out of these holes. So I've found it best to just stand them up. This one I just have it kind of nested into some paper towel. This one's just sitting on top of a little ego battery, little beauty ring, I guess you'd call it. So you can throw one of these, you know, on top of here, and it'll make it look a little better. But I just have that and just have it sitting in there just to keep it upright, and that works pretty well. So that's basically about it. When I built a coil the other day. First time I went to the when I actually went and picked up this Trident clone that's back here. I was talking with the guy, and he showed me a little bit and taught me a little bit on how to build coils and stuff. We talked about wicking materials. I ended up picking up some cotton string or cotton yarn. I'm gonna try that out. He uses that on his builds. He's happy with it. Good. I tried it out. That's actually what's in there in my Trident clone. The Nimbus clone just has the regular coil that it came with in there. But I'm definitely going to be I'm gonna probably be using that. Everybody I've talked to has said that the cotton has a lot better flavor than the silica. The only issue is when you're using cotton for a wicking material is you can't dry burn it because it doesn't have the temperature resistance that silica wick does. So with silica wick, you can dry fire it. On cotton, if you do, you're going to burn the cotton. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And like I said, this isn't really, you don't really need all kind of stuff, you know, when you're just starting out. If you're just going to use something like this, you know, these are pretty much, you know, you can unscrew it, you can unscrew everything. The only thing I would suggest is maybe getting something like this in case stuff does get stuck. You can kind of get a little bit more leverage to unscrew things, but you know, just don't really tighten down on stuff. You know, don't put a lot of torque on all the parts. Get it, you know, just get it kind of snug, but not, you know, you don't need to sit there. I usually just, when I tighten this, I'll just go until it stops and kind of just give it a light little extra, you know, just to make sure it's all the way seated, and that's about it. on those screws, if you tighten them down too much, the wire's just gonna split, just gonna crack on you. So you kind of just want to go down until you feel it, feel that wire's in there and it's snugged in there and it's not gonna move, and then that's it. So thanks for watching, and enjoy your vape.